Bringing timeless Buddhist principles to everyday life, we explore mindfulness, compassion, and self-awareness in a modern context. By connecting ancient wisdom to today's challenges, we guide you toward inner peace, clarity, and resilience. Welcome to Radiant Wisdom.
Have you ever felt like something was missing in your life? Maybe you've achieved success, built relationships, or even found moments of happiness, yet deep down, there's still a sense of emptiness. Or perhaps you feel trapped in a cycle of stress, uncertainty, and emotional turmoil, constantly searching for a way to break free. In today's fast-paced world, people seek happiness in many places: money, relationships, career success, or even fleeting pleasures. But true fulfillment doesn't come from external achievements alone. It comes from within, from how we understand ourselves, how we navigate challenges, and how we connect with the world around us. For thousands of years, the three jewels, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, have provided a path to wisdom, balance, and inner peace. Buddha represents awakening, the ability to see life clearly and free ourselves from suffering. Dharma is the path, the teachings that guide us toward understanding, balance, and peace. Sangha is the community, the support system that helps us stay on this journey. These are not just religious ideas, they are practical principles that help us find clarity in confusion, calm in chaos, and strength in difficult times. In this video, we'll explore how the three jewels can transform your perspective and daily life. If you find this journey meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and comment. Now, let's begin. Buddha, the light within. When we hear the word Buddha, many of us picture a golden statue, a wise monk in deep meditation, or perhaps an ancient figure from a distant past. But what if I told you that Buddha is not just a person but a state of being, a potential that exists within you, within all of us? The word Buddha means the awakened one, someone who has woken up from the illusions of life, from suffering, and from the endless chase for external happiness. It's not about worshiping a deity or following rigid rituals. It's about realizing that wisdom, peace, and enlightenment are already within us. We just have to awaken them. But how do we do that? How do we tap into this inner Buddha, especially in a world filled with stress, distractions, and suffering? Let's explore the story of a young monk and the true Buddha. A young monk once lived in a small temple at the edge of a forest. Every day he watched as people came to offer food, flowers, and incense to a grand golden Buddha statue. They prayed for wealth, love, and happiness, believing that the statue held magical powers. One day the boy had a question. If Buddha is so powerful, why doesn't he eat the food we offer? Curious, he placed a ripe banana in front of the statue and waited. Hours passed, but the fruit remained untouched. Confused, he turned to his teacher, an old and wise monk. The teacher smiled and said, "Buddha does not exist in stone or gold. The real Buddha is within you, in your kindness, your wisdom, your compassion. The moment you realize this, you will stop looking for Buddha outside and start discovering him within yourself." This story reveals a powerful truth. Awakening is not something external, it is already within us. We just have to see it. The nature of awakening. What does it mean to be awakened? Many people think enlightenment is something mystical, something only monks or sages can achieve after years of meditation. But in reality, awakening happens in everyday moments, when we shift our perspective, when we see things clearly, when we choose wisdom over impulse. Imagine this. You wake up one morning, check your phone, and see an angry message from a friend. Your first instinct is to react, to feel hurt, to fire back with anger. But then you pause, you breathe. Instead of reacting, you try to understand. Maybe they were having a bad day. Maybe they misunderstood something. Instead of anger, you feel compassion. That moment of awareness is a glimpse of awakening. Awakening is not about floating in the clouds, free from all emotions. It's about seeing reality as it is, without being controlled by our reactions, fears, or desires. The illusion of the self. One of the biggest barriers to awakening is the illusion of the self. The idea that we are separate, isolated beings, constantly struggling to protect and define ourselves. Buddha taught that our suffering comes from attachment. Attachment to our identity, our possessions, our desires. We cling to ideas like, I must be successful to be happy. I must be loved by others to feel worthy. If I don't get what I want, I have failed. But what if we let go of these attachments? What if we saw ourselves not as separate individuals, but as part of a greater whole? A drop of water might seem small and insignificant on its own, but when it merges with the ocean, it becomes infinite. Similarly, when we stop clinging to our ego, we connect with something greater, a deeper sense of peace, purpose, and freedom. The middle way, finding balance. Before becoming the Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama lived two extreme lives. First, he was a prince, surrounded by luxury and pleasure, but despite having everything, he felt empty. So, he left his palace and became an ascetic, denying himself food, sleep, and comfort. He believed extreme suffering would lead to enlightenment. But after nearly dying of starvation, he realized something profound. Neither extreme pleasure nor extreme suffering leads to true peace. The key is balance, the middle way. This lesson applies to our daily lives. If we chase only wealth, we become obsessed and never satisfied. If we reject all material things, we may suffer unnecessarily. The middle way is about living wisely, enjoying life but not being controlled by it, striving for success but not being defined by it. Happiness doesn't come from extremes, it comes from balance. Practical ways to awaken your inner Buddha. So how do we begin to awaken this Buddha within us? Here are some simple yet powerful practices. 1. Practice mindfulness. Buddha taught that the present moment is the only reality. We often live in the past, regretting, or the future, worrying, but true peace comes from being present. Try this. The next time you eat, don't scroll on your phone. Feel the texture, taste the flavors, appreciate the moment. This is mindfulness. 2. Observe your thoughts, but don't be controlled by them. When you feel anger, stress, or sadness, don't fight it. Instead, observe it. Ask yourself, what is the root of this feeling? By watching our emotions instead of being consumed by them, we gain freedom. 3. Choose compassion. Every person you meet is fighting their own battles. Instead of reacting with judgment or frustration, try to see their pain. Choosing kindness over anger is a step toward awakening. 4. Reflect on impermanence. Nothing lasts forever, neither pain nor joy. Understanding this helps us appreciate life and let go of unnecessary suffering. The first step to awakening. The journey to awakening doesn't require becoming a monk or meditating for years. It starts with a simple shift in perspective. When you pause before reacting in anger, you awaken a little. When you choose understanding over judgment, you awaken a little. When you let go of attachment and embrace the present, you awaken a little. Buddha is not outside of you. Buddha is the light within you, waiting to be uncovered. Awakening is a choice. The Buddha was not a god, he was a human being just like us. The difference? He saw the truth clearly and he walked the path to wisdom and peace. And so can we. By understanding ourselves, by seeing through illusions, by choosing mindfulness, compassion, and balance, we begin to awaken the Buddha within us. This is just the first step. In the next section, we'll explore Dharma, the path that guides us toward lasting freedom and wisdom. If this message resonates with you, let me know in the comments. What is one small way you can awaken your inner Buddha today? Dharma, the path to freedom. If Buddha represents awakening, then Dharma is the path that leads us there. It is the wisdom, the teachings, and the way of living that frees us from suffering. But Dharma is not just words in ancient scriptures. It's not something that belongs only to monks or scholars. Dharma is practical, alive, and relevant to our everyday lives. It is in the choices we make, the way we see the world, and how we respond to challenges. So what exactly is Dharma, and how can we apply it to find peace and freedom in our modern lives? What is Dharma? The word Dharma comes from Sanskrit and can be translated as the truth, the way, or the natural order of things. Buddha once said, "Just as the ocean has one taste, the taste of salt, the Dharma has one taste, the taste of freedom." In other words, Dharma is the path to liberation, a way to break free from suffering, fear, and confusion. It is not about blind faith or rigid rules. Instead, it encourages us to question, to experience, and to discover the truth for ourselves. Dharma teaches that suffering is not random. It has causes, and if we understand those causes, we can transform our pain into wisdom. The Four Noble Truths, understanding suffering. At the core of Dharma are the Four Noble Truths, which Buddha discovered during his enlightenment. These truths are not just philosophical ideas. They are a practical guide to understanding and overcoming suffering. One, suffering exists, dukkha. No matter how rich, successful, or loved we are, suffering is part of life. We experience loss, disappointment, stress, and illness. Even happiness is temporary. Everything changes. 2. Suffering has a cause, tanha, craving and attachment. Suffering doesn't just happen, it comes from craving and attachment, wanting things to be different than they are. We suffer because we cling to pleasure, resist change, and fear loss. We crave success, fearing failure. We cling to relationships, fearing loneliness. We desire control, fearing uncertainty. But the more we hold on, the more we suffer. 3. Suffering can end. Nirvana, liberation. The good news? Suffering is not permanent. When we let go of attachment and accept life as it is, we find peace. Imagine holding a rope that's burning your hands. The pain comes not from the rope, but from holding on too tightly. Letting go is the key to freedom. 4. There is a path to end suffering. The Eightfold Path. Buddha didn't just identify the problem, he provided a solution. The Eightfold Path, a practical guide to living with wisdom, mindfulness, and ethical action. The Eightfold Path, a guide to freedom. The Eightfold Path is often divided into 3 categories: wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. 1. Wisdom, prajna, right view, seeing life clearly, understanding that suffering comes from attachment. Right intention, choosing kindness, compassion, and non-attachment over selfish desires. 2. Ethical conduct, sila, right speech, speaking truthfully, kindly, and avoiding harmful words. Right action, acting with integrity, no harm, no stealing, no dishonesty. Right livelihood, choosing work that supports life rather than exploits it. 3. Mental discipline, samadhi. Right effort, training the mind to focus on positive, wholesome thoughts. Right mindfulness, being fully present, aware of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Right concentration, developing deep focus through meditation, leading to clarity and peace. Following this path doesn't mean living a perfect life. It simply means walking in the right direction, toward wisdom, kindness, and inner peace. Dharma in everyday life. Dharma is not just about meditation or philosophy. It is how we live our daily lives. 1. Handling difficult situations with Dharma. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. Your instinct might be anger, frustration. But if you apply Dharma, you pause. Instead of reacting, you ask, what is the truth of this situation? Maybe they are rushing to the hospital. Does my anger help? No, it only causes me stress. Can I let go? Yes, I can choose peace instead. This small shift is Dharma in action. 2. Letting go of control. Many people suffer because they try to control everything: money, success, relationships. But Dharma teaches us impermanence. Everything changes. Nothing lasts forever. Instead of resisting change, we learn to flow with life. When we stop clinging, we find freedom. 3. Practicing compassion. Buddha once said, hatred does not cease by hatred, but by love alone. When someone hurts us, we can react with anger, or we can apply Dharma and choose understanding. Maybe they are acting from their own pain. Maybe they don't know a better way. By responding with compassion, we break the cycle of suffering for ourselves and others. The story of Dharma in action. A Zen master was once asked, "What is the greatest wisdom?" Instead of giving a long lecture, he simply pointed to a tree. The student was confused. What does a tree have to do with wisdom? The master smiled. A tree does not resist the wind. It bends, it moves, it adapts. But it never loses its roots. This is Dharma. Learning to move with life, not against it. How to apply Dharma today. 1. Practice awareness. When you feel stressed, pause. Ask, what is really causing my suffering? 2. Let go of attachment. Notice where you cling too tightly. Can you soften your grip? 3. Choose compassion. When faced with conflict, ask, can I respond with kindness instead of anger? 4. Live with purpose. Align your actions with wisdom. Speak truthfully, act ethically, and support life. 5. Meditate. Even 5 minutes of mindfulness can help you see reality more clearly. Dharma is not about perfection, it's about direction. Every step, no matter how small, is a step toward freedom. When you pause before reacting, you follow Dharma. When you accept change instead of fearing it, you follow Dharma. When you choose kindness over resentment, you follow Dharma. Buddha discovered this path not to keep it for himself, but to share it. Now, the choice is yours. Will you continue searching for happiness in external things? Or will you start walking the path to true freedom? In the next section, we'll explore Sangha, the power of community, and why we don't have to walk this path alone. If this message resonates with you, leave a comment. Which part of Dharma speaks to you the most? Sangha, the power of community. If Buddha represents awakening and Dharma is the path to wisdom, then Sangha is the support system that helps us stay on this journey. No one walks the path to enlightenment alone. Even the Buddha himself, after reaching awakening, did not isolate himself. He spent the rest of his life teaching and guiding others. He understood that spiritual growth is not just an individual journey. It is deeply connected to the people around us. In today's world, where loneliness and isolation have become more common than ever, Sangha, the power of community, is more important than we realize. Whether we are on a spiritual path or simply trying to live a more meaningful life, we need support, encouragement, and connection. So, what exactly is Sangha, and how can it help us navigate life's challenges? What is Sangha? The word Sangha originally referred to the community of monks and nuns who followed the Buddha's teachings. But over time, its meaning has expanded. Today, Sangha can be any group of people who support, inspire, and uplift each other on the path to wisdom and compassion. It could be a meditation group that meets regularly to practice mindfulness. It could be a close circle of friends who share wisdom and encourage personal growth. It could even be an online community where people come together to discuss spirituality and self-improvement. Sangha is not about religion, it's about connection. It's about finding people who remind us of our higher purpose and help us return to the path when we feel lost. The power of a supportive community. Imagine a single stick. It's weak, easy to break. But take 10 sticks and tie them together. Suddenly, they are strong, unbreakable. This is the power of Sangha. On our own, we are vulnerable to doubt, distraction, and discouragement. But when we surround ourselves with the right people, we gain strength, clarity, and motivation. How Sangha supports us. 1. Encouragement in difficult times. Life is full of challenges, loss, stress, uncertainty. When we struggle alone, we may lose hope. But within a Sangha, we receive encouragement, guidance, and emotional support. 2. Accountability and growth. Have you ever tried meditating or building a positive habit only to give up after a few days? It's easy to quit when no one is watching. A supportive community holds us accountable and helps us stay committed to our personal growth. 3. A safe space for reflection. In daily life, we are surrounded by noise, social media, negative influences, and distractions. Sangha provides a safe space where we can pause, reflect, and connect with our true selves. 4. Learning through others' experiences. We don't always have to learn through our own mistakes. Within a Sangha, we can learn from the wisdom and experiences of others, avoiding unnecessary suffering. Finding Sangha in unexpected places. Many people think they need to join a monastery or attend religious gatherings to experience Sangha. But in reality, Sangha is everywhere. It just depends on where we look. 1. Family and close friends. Not everyone in our family or friend circle will share our spiritual path, but some might. Even a single supportive friend who encourages wisdom and mindfulness can be part of your Sangha. 2. Meditation and spiritual groups. Many communities offer meditation classes, yoga retreats, or Buddhist study groups. These are great places to find like-minded people who value mindfulness and inner peace. 3. Online communities. In today's digital world, Sangha is not limited to physical spaces. There are countless forums, YouTube channels, and online groups where people share insights and experiences about Buddhism, spirituality, and self-growth. 4. Nature as a Sangha. Sometimes our greatest Sangha is not made of people, but of the world around us. The trees, the rivers, the mountains, they all teach patience, balance, and the impermanence of life. Walking mindfully in nature can be a powerful way to reconnect with something greater than ourselves. A story of Sangha in action. There is an old Buddhist story about a young monk who wanted to meditate in complete solitude. He left his monastery and traveled deep into the forest. For months he meditated alone, thinking he would find enlightenment faster this way. But over time, he felt more lost, disconnected, and even doubtful about his practice. One day, an old teacher found him and asked, "Why are you here alone?" The young monk replied, "I want to find enlightenment without distraction." The teacher smiled and pointed to a row of trees. "Do you see those trees? Alone they are weak, but when they grow together, they create a forest, strong, protected, alive. The same is true for the path of wisdom. Alone you will struggle, together we grow." The young monk returned to his monastery, realizing that wisdom is not found in isolation, but in connection. How to cultivate your own Sangha. You don't have to wait for the perfect community to find you. You can start creating your own Sangha today by following these simple steps. 1. Surround yourself with positive influences. Spend more time with people who uplift and inspire you. Distance yourself from negativity. 2. Share your wisdom. When you learn something valuable, share it. Teaching and discussing wisdom strengthens our understanding. 3. Practice together. Meditate with a friend. Read a book on mindfulness and discuss it with others. Growth happens faster when we practice together. 4. Be open to learning. Sangha is not just about receiving support, it's also about offering it. Listen to others, be present, and contribute kindness to your community. The true meaning of Sangha. Sangha is not just about gathering in groups. It's about connection, support, and shared wisdom. It's about reminding each other of what truly matters. It's about holding each other up when we fall and walking together toward awakening. The Buddha, even after reaching enlightenment, chose to stay in the world and teach, because he knew that we grow best when we grow together. So ask yourself, who in your life encourages your growth? Where can you find or create a community of wisdom? How can you support others on their path? Because the truth is, we are never alone. We are all walking this path together. Life is challenging. Some days we will feel lost, tired, or doubtful. But when we have a Sangha, we don't have to carry the burden alone. Together we remind each other to be mindful. Together we inspire each other to be kind. Together we become stronger. In the next section, we will explore how the three jewels, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, are interconnected and how embracing all three can transform our lives. If this message resonates with you, let me know in the comments. Who is part of your Sangha and how have they supported your journey? Applying the three jewels in daily life. Understanding Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha is one thing, but how do we actually live these principles every day? The three jewels are not just abstract ideas, they are practical, guiding forces that can help us reduce stress, find clarity, and cultivate a meaningful life. When applied in daily life, they help us respond to challenges with wisdom, stay grounded in difficult moments, and build deeper connections with ourselves and others. So, how can we integrate these teachings into our busy modern lives? Let's explore. Living with the Buddha, awakening in everyday moments. Many people think Buddha refers only to Siddhartha Gautama, the historical Buddha who lived over 2,500 years ago. But in reality, Buddha represents the awakened mind that exists within all of us. Every time we act with awareness, every time we choose wisdom over impulse, we are awakening our inner Buddha. Practical ways to apply Buddha's teachings. 1. Pause before reacting. Imagine someone cuts you off in traffic. Your first reaction might be anger, but before reacting, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, does this moment define my peace? Instead of reacting with frustration, you respond with understanding. This is awakening in action. 2. Observe your thoughts without attachment. Throughout the day, observe your thoughts as if they were passing clouds. If you feel anxious or overwhelmed, remind yourself, this feeling is temporary, I don't have to be controlled by it. 3. Be fully present. Whether you're drinking tea, talking to a loved one, or walking outside, be fully present. Instead of multitasking, slow down, observe the moment, feel the sensations, listen deeply. 4. Practice gratitude. Each day, take a moment to appreciate something simple, the warmth of the sun, the kindness of a stranger, the breath in your lungs. Gratitude shifts our perspective from lack to abundance, bringing us closer to inner peace. When we awaken the Buddha within us, life becomes less about control and more about awareness. Walking the path of Dharma, making wise choices. Dharma is not just philosophy. It is how we live, how we think, and how we make choices. By following Dharma, we reduce suffering, find balance in daily life, make wiser decisions. Practical ways to apply Dharma in daily life. 1. Recognize the cause of suffering. The next time you feel frustrated, ask yourself, what am I clinging to? Often, suffering comes from attachment, whether it's attachment to control, success, or even the opinions of others. 2. Embrace impermanence. Everything changes. Jobs, relationships, emotions, even our bodies. Instead of fearing change, flow with it. Trust that every ending is also a new beginning. 3. Live with ethical intention. Before making a decision, ask, will this action bring peace or harm? Practicing right speech, right action, and right livelihood ensures that we align with wisdom and kindness in our daily choices. 4. Meditate, even for 5 minutes a day. Meditation is not just sitting in silence, it's training the mind to be calm, focused, and aware. Even a few minutes of mindfulness each day can improve clarity and reduce stress. By following Dharma, we don't eliminate challenges, but we learn how to navigate them with wisdom. Building a supportive Sangha, the power of connection. A strong Sangha, our community, helps us stay motivated, accountable, and connected. In modern life, many people feel isolated and disconnected, but we don't have to walk this path alone. Whether in person or online, finding a community of like-minded individuals can transform our spiritual journey. Practical ways to apply Sangha in daily life. 1. Find a community, big or small. This could be a meditation group, a book club, a yoga class, or even a few close friends who inspire you to grow. 2. Engage in meaningful conversations. Instead of gossiping or complaining, have conversations that uplift and inspire. Ask deep questions. What brings you peace? Or, how do you handle stress? 3. Be a source of support for others. Sangha is not just about receiving, it's also about giving. Encourage others, listen deeply, and offer kindness without expecting anything in return. 4. Create your own Sangha. If you don't have a supportive community, start small. Even meeting one friend regularly for mindful discussions can be a powerful Sangha. When we surround ourselves with people who uplift and inspire us, we grow stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. A simple daily practice, the Three Jewels in action. To integrate Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha into daily life, try this simple daily practice. Morning, set your intention. Before starting your day, take a few deep breaths and remind yourself, I awaken the Buddha within me. Today I will be mindful and compassionate. I follow the Dharma. Today I will make wise and ethical choices. I am supported by my Sangha. Today I will connect with others in kindness. Throughout the day, stay mindful. Whenever you face a challenge, pause and ask, am I responding with wisdom? Buddha. Am I following the right path? Dharma. Who can I support or learn from today? Sangha. Evening, reflect and let go. Before bed, reflect. Did I act with awareness today? What did I learn? What can I improve tomorrow? By doing this daily, the Three Jewels become not just concepts, but a way of living. Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha are not just ideas, they are tools for transformation. When we awaken the Buddha within, we see the world with clarity. When we follow Dharma, we navigate life's challenges with wisdom. When we build a strong Sangha, we walk this path with support and love. By applying these principles every day, we shift from living in reaction to living with purpose. So ask yourself, what is one small way you can apply the Three Jewels in your life today? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this valuable, don't forget to like, share, and support this journey toward wisdom. Because the path to peace begins with a single step. and you are already on it. Thank you for listening, and may you walk this path with wisdom, peace, and compassion.